Greetings to my team of 144, all Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Wayshowers. Today is 520-2019. We got a 2020. The visions are coming in. This morning there was beautiful gold light at the sunrise. The gold light was coming through. How you all feeling today? I know we had an intense weekend with that full moon in Scorpio, the blue moon, the blue ray coming in. Many people feeling these intense energies. A divine feminine counterpart of mine had high fever the last few days and no appetite. Last night she was feeling much better, but I saw people were posting comments, some of my videos, about having a fever, you know, cold chills, sweats, stuff like that, and I saw a couple people post that they're going through this purge. Now this is, the fires are coming in. Now the divine threefold flame is rising up. The divine feminine, the divine masculine is coming fully online. So it's the last of the purging, last of the releasing. It's a time for rest. You may have to fast. You may have to ground into the earth or stand barefoot on the earth. I know the last few nights at night I passed out on my couch and woke up an hour or two later, you know, covered in sweat. You know, the fires were being released. I felt fine. I didn't have a fever or anything, but when we do work in the higher realms or on the other side or whatever you want to call it, it brings the fires up in our energy body. The fires will light up our cells in the avatar, and you may release through the pores of your skin some of the energies that may be blocks, or they could be past trauma, they could be things that you still need to release as we're working on raising the frequency of our avatar, of our light bodies. Because our body really is made of light, photons, even the avatar, even the physical. We ourselves emit light. You know, that's where our aura comes from, is the energy that's being emitted from our bodies. Now, I spoke one of my last videos about the rainbow waves coming in, the rainbow energies, the multicolored lights, because we're taking on all the rays of the electromagnetic spectrum, the pink, the violet, the reds, the blues, green, they're all coming in right now to heal all aspects of ourselves, all aspects of this illusion. I was thinking about making t-shirts. I survived the full moon in Scorpio of 2019. These were some intense waves, plus a lot of energy coming in with the celebrations of Vesak over the weekend, the celebration of the Buddha, his birth, life, death, enlightenment. It's one of the biggest celebrations in Buddhism. So they say the full moon in Vesak or Wesak. Some people pronounce it different ways. You know, it's spelled V-E-S-A-K or W-E-S-A-K, depending on your tradition or culture, belief system. Now tonight I'm going to be teaching a local meditation, a Neigong. So I'll be opening 444 just popped up. It's 811. And my throat chakra is opening up now. The energies are coming in. I'm going to try to be as coherent cohesive, congruent as possible, but as these energies comes in, I know I jump onto different tangents, and they go off into other realms. So the other night, talking about the rainbow energies coming in tonight, I plan on opening the portals, opening the rainbow energy, rainbow bridge, and see if any of my students can jump through, and I may jump through with them. So this may be my last video. How'd you like that intense pause there? I'm just kidding. I come back. I'll come back. I always come back for you and for our mission. No stopping us now. Crazy, deranged. So with these rainbow energies coming in, these codes, when I came fully back into this matrix, into this realm, after riding the rainbow bridge, after transcending the matrix, it was like all three Dantians, lower, middle, upper, were imploding, and they're merging. They all merge into the middle. And I talked about each Dantian. Each one has three. It's like a double toroidal field, and it's a triple. It's the Trinity, and each, in the middle is the true. You know, in the upper Dantian, the crystal palace in the brain, there's the third eye, then the middle, then the upper, the spirit. The middle is the true vision, which Sifu calls the sky eye. You may have heard that before, sky eye. That's the true vision, the true light, true knowledge, that which is real. Israel, Israel, the three gods of Egypt, the moon, the sun, and Saturn. The moon, the sun, and Saturn, they're the trinity that work together to project this simulation onto the field, into the plane of existence. Walter Russell would teach that all light is a projection, all life, all the simulation is projecting into the field from the source, from the central sun, through the sons and daughters, through the sun and the moon and Saturn, the black hole sun. Some people believe that Saturn was the binary star that imploded, that basically went through a death process and now projects this realm. You know, it filters, the light filters through Saturn, some people believe, and then the moon and the sun, the right and the left, together create the projection. It's the red and the blue, the left and the right. Project this reality, or what we call reality. I call the realm, this realm, because this realm is a simulation, it is a training ground. It's what the Buddha would say, Maya, the illusion. But it is an experiment, it is a place where we are experiencing the manifestation of the Tao. The Tao, T-A-O, some people spell it D-A-O, you know, all Chinese words. Most Chinese words have two different spellings, the Putung Hua and the Wade Gillis. It's funny, when I trained in Chinese back in the early 90s, when they teach, you begin by learning how to spell in English, and then you learn Chinese characters. And the Putung Hua was after the British went into China. They had a tough time pronouncing the words based on how they spell, like You would think it was Tao, like T-A-O, but it's T is pronounced like a D, so they would spell D-A-O, so you can pronounce it. But it's funny because the Putun Was sounds more like a Chinese word, and Wade Gillis obviously is a British or English, but the Wade Gillis is the spelling before the whites, before the British went into China. Just a little, it's irrelevant, but the history of China is very interesting. A lot of the teachings that I transmit are from China and Japan, also from Egypt and the Essenes, many other cultures. I've studied many different works, the Sufis. I thought that was So the Tao has been translated as the way, the truth, the light. And people say the way to what? Well, the way to source, the way to freedom. It's like Yeshua Christos in the New Testament would say, I am the way. Why is the way so important in all these spiritual practices? It's the way within. And Yeshua has been evolved into Jesus about 400 years ago. And in the studies that I did, it appears to have been transformed, the name, through the Jesuits. But I'm not a scholarly historian. It might not be correct. But when you see the letter I, when it evolved to J, and Anatoly Fomenko does a good job with that. If you don't know who Fomenko is, he's like a national treasure in Russia. Fomenko, it's like F-O-M-O-K, Fomenko. Not sure how it's spelled, but Anatoly Fomenko. You can look up history, science, or fiction. I'll put a link in the description below. He's a PhD physicist. He wrote books on physics. He's a PhD mathematician. He wrote books on mathematician, and then he also wrote books on history, which he shows the evolution of languages, how a huge part of history is really fiction, or it's the same stories told over and over, but as they evolved, as they moved through different cultures, but they were talking about the same people. Or they may be myths, they may be legends. So he does there's like 10 volumes of each one's like 500 pages. I mean, it's really his life's works. But it shows you how most of history is really fabricated, or a big part of history. But history is such a vast subject that you could spend lifetimes studying history, so we're only scratching the surface anyways. Most of history's been destroyed, some by accident and some intentionally, like when they burnt down the Library of Alexandria and the Romans to destroy a lot of history. The Vatican did a good job of that. So the way, even in the New Testament, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. He didn't say Jesus was, or Yeshua, or God. He said, I am, because I am that I am. Yahweh, Yod He Vad He, was the name of God, and that was I am that I am. And I am was so important because that's really awareness. That's what in Zen Buddhism we would call pure awareness, or the unborn mind of Buddha. It's the same thing. You could say I am that I am, or am the unborn mind, or you may want to say Mu, M-U, Mu. Which another translation is not a thing. It's not something, it's not nothing. It's beyond words, so words are useless when you want to this is experiential. You take that information and knowledge, you go within and find the I am presence that's the center of your being. No more games, no more adding to truth. We're cutting through the illusion, through the simulation, through the matrix, through the lies. When they say the end times, it's plural. It's not the end of, it is the end of linear time, or being trapped in linear time. You can still experience linear time because the mind will project past, present, future. But we can also jump infinite timelines. We can jump, do quantum leaps through the multiverse. You're an infinite multi-dimensional being. You exist in all realms, in all dimensions, in all forms. But coming into this avatar, we gave up our freedom for a moment to experience the veil, to experience the simulation of separation, to experience duality, to experience suffering, what it was like, to build compassion, to train our body, mind, and spirit in the conflict, in the duality, in the intensity of the razor's edge of focus and awareness, and the sensitivity of the nervous system, the sensitivity of the mind. I know it's uncomfortable, I know it's challenging. That's why most people seek ways to numb the body, either self-medication, through pharmaceuticals, through drugs, alcohol, through multiple addictions, gambling, whatever it is that helps to resist whatever it is we're feeling. But in these times, we're letting all those things go. We're experiencing fully the presence of being in this temple, being in this avatar, being in this simulation. And because it's a simulation doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It exists, but it's not real. It's temporary. It's an experience. It's a manifestation. But it is not the Tao itself. We can use this experiment. We can use the simulation to transcend the matrix. We can use what we've learned to practice our arts, to be creative, to open portals, to expand, and to awaken from this dream. That's why they say life is but a dream, because the dream is a simulation. It's a representation of the truth. Many masters will say it's an upside down world. One Zen master would stand in his head and his students, what are you doing? I want to see the world the right way because it's upside down. So if I stand on my head, I'll see it the true way. A lot of the Zen masters like to clown around, and most of the ones I've ever trained with or read stories, they're serious. You're serious when you sit on the cushion, when you sit in meditation. One Zen master I trained with, Roshi is Japanese for master or teacher. They also use sensei for teacher. It's Sifu in Chinese. Zen means meditation, and in Chinese it's Chan, C-H-A-N, Chan Buddhism. Chan is meditation. So Kongo Roshi, Kongo, K-O-N-G-O, means diamond in Japanese. There was Kongo Roshi. He was a white dude from Chicago, but he was master of Tai Chi and a Zen master, and he would teach that you practice your art, which meditation is a form of art. It's the art of the mind, the art of putting your body in certain postures. Use your tongue, your hands, your eyes, either open, half open. In Zen, our eyes would be half open, half closed. That's the middle. You're not totally wide awake. You're not totally asleep. You're in that hypnagogic, that state in between awakened sleep. You see the Buddha a lot of times, eyes half open, half closed, with a light smile. You're not frowning, although you see some of these Zen masters with this very fierce, like Bodhidharma, this big beard and bulging eyes and grimace, because he was a very intense dude. There's a lot of legends and myths that evolve around him. He was the first patriarch of Zen. He brought Mahayana Buddhism from India to China, and that's where the Shaolin temples, he started the first Shaolin temple, and they said he sat facing a wall without moving for 9 years in a cave. There's different stories around him, so people have different interpretations, but basically there's the symbolism of the 9, the master number. 9 years he sat facing the wall till he became fully awakened. Bodhidharma. So on that note, I'm going to read a transmission from Era of Light from Mahala Gale. Mahala Gale. The May full moon, the beginning of 5D. The full moon on Saturday, May 18th at 2:11 p.m. is the culmination, also the culmination of Wesak festival that has been in effect for a few days prior to the 18th. Many Buddhists celebrate for a week or several days leading up to the full moon, and then the full celebration is on the full moon. So this celebration goes on for almost a week before it culminates at the time of the full moon. This festival is celebrated in a valley in Tibet every year, and it's considered the celebration of the Buddha. It is always at the time of the full moon in Taurus. The exact time of the full moon is when the people who are at that celebration send out a large wave of love to the whole world. This is normally a large Wesak celebration at Mount Shasta here in the USA. Although that year they had to cancel. Well, whoever wrote this article canceled because of illness. Now many people, because of this massive shift, this massive ascension, we're going through a deep purging for the last few days, especially through the full moon. And some people are experiencing it now, the 20th, for the next few days. And a side note here, Aluna Ash put out a short video about the 23rd, 24th, 25th being another massive energy wave that I've also confirmed that. The 25th is going to be a very, very massive plasma wave coming into this realm through the central sun, or from the central sun through our sun. It's funny because it's the birthday of a divine feminine friend, counterpart of mine, that she was actually born. A lot of people make a big deal about it, but the day Star Wars came out in 1977, and for a lot of people that day's more important than Wesak. I mean, I joke, but so many people are into that culture, the Star Wars culture, that it's celebrated by probably millions of people around the world. I mean, I know several Star Wars fanatics, they collect all the figures, and one guy has like full Darth Vader suits and all these action figures, and people are going ballistic about it. But that day, the 25th, you have all these, and George Lucas got a lot of the concepts from Zen Buddhism, from Taoism, the whole Yoda, the Zen master, the Jedi, the Force that he uses was Chi, he got from Chi, from the, and obviously the duality of Luke and his father, Darth Vader, and that concept of that father becoming evil or going to the dark side, but always coming back to the light. And the sun being the light bearer, the lightsaber. So the next few days are still, the energies from this full moon are still going to be coming in strong, and then they'll build up to the 23rd, 24th, and then on the 25th will be a major breakthrough for many people, for the collective too, because each individual that's going through this awakening process and through this transformation and through these rainbow waves, it affects the collective, and we are reaching critical mass to where all will be affected by these energies. There's no more hiding from the light, no more hiding from truth, and we are all in this together. This year, Wesak is a very important event because our sun will be lined up with the Alcyon, the central sun of the Pleiades star system. Our Earth is the 8th star in the Pleiades star system, and it takes our Earth 26,000 years to go around the sun Alcyon. Saturday, May 18th will be the end of a 26,000 year cycle, and we then enter the golden age of 5D energy. This will be the age of love and unity consciousness, or what people call the golden age, or new earth, new Atlantis, the new Eden. There will be other interesting aspects at this full moon. Uranus and Venus will be conjunct on 3 to 4 degrees of Taurus. Uranus will be on 3 degrees, and that is the degree of a gradual expansion of individual consciousness. Venus will be on 4 degrees Taurus, and that is the degree of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That sounds good to me. Vesta, V-E-S-T-A, great power, will be conjunct Eris, E-R-I-S, goddess of chaos, in this full moon, and that aspect will make a perfect square to Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node. It looks like there will still be more things coming up from the past that needs to be looked at and released for those who are still stuck in the energy of fear. This energy will also affect our government in the USA because Saturn, Pluto, and South Node are all in Capricorn. The South Node is on the degree of the fulfillment of the individual's creative function through their participation in a group performance of a transcendent realization of unity. This full moon looks like it will be a wonderful time to meditate and join with other people who are also meditating to bring in unity consciousness. This past new moon on May 4th, 2019, was the opening of the doorway to Dove energy, which is the energy of love. In the book called The Book of Knowledge, The 64 Keys of Enoch, there is a picture that shows where the dove shifts will land at the time of the end. That picture is on page 315 in the Book of Knowledge. There are 12 places where these ships will land or be seen by people. There are also 12 star systems connected to the Andromeda Council, and they have 12 huge ships, one from each star system. The Galactic Confederation is part of the council. One of these landing sites in Vancouver Island, which is just north of Seattle. So I woke up at 4 a.m. last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings with a very bright light shining through my bedroom window. I got up to see what was going on, and there was this huge round white light in the sky outside my bedroom window. I watched as little lights came off this ship and flew around the sky. On Friday morning, there were arcs of light around the ship as they put on a really nice light show. It was very beautiful. I think it was one of the large galactic ships from Arcturus, which is connected to the Andromeda Council. Because I was on a small ship from Arcturus in January of 1994, the Arcturians decided to help us in August of 2011 when they took out the dark base that was the control center of the dark ones located in the handle of the Big Dipper. The Arcturus ships are still helping us. They are the guardians of our solar system. On Friday, May 10th at 9:11 p.m., a dual timeline shift occurred in the etheric space surrounding planet Earth. These shifts are intelligently orchestrated and are a literal switch off of the universe and back on again. The purpose of this shift was to merge all artificial timelines back to the one true new Earth timeline. I have been waiting for the universe to blink on and off again for many years. It finally happened. This information is from a post on Facebook called The Event, The Return of the Lemurians, and that was from Michael Love. I made a video the other day about that, which I'll put at the end of this video. I received an email in 2010 about the 13th gate and the Aqua ray. The 13th gate biocirculatory system has been connected and is being held down by a very small group of embodied cosmic ascended masters that can hold one or more of the Aqua ray / blue ray levels of coding. This 13th gate opening was to connect into the Andromeda core to access the star body of the original body of Mother Earth. This was an inner core alignment to the inner core of Mother Earth's body in Andromeda, in which the ultraviolet liquid plasma field is generated from the crystal and the aquiline sun through the Andromeda core. The Guardians are calling this aspect of Mother Aquamarine ray energy a magnetic force powering up in our Earth core. This is similar to the understanding that we have poked a hole in the mind-controlled frequency fence net and reconnected our handshake hub to reconnect with the Mother Arc, the Aqua ray, and the aquiline sun through the Andromeda core. Now Mother Earth can heal herself to her original divine blueprint. Through our beloved our Mother Arc, we are now able to access the aurora fields, the aquiline sun, as well as the plasma rays of the 7 sacred suns, which are the crystal, liquid, luminal light. When the Mother Arc 13th gateway was ignited in the Earth core, the inner gates which connected to Andromeda were opened through the crystal core of the Earth. The protectors of the crystal core are of these Christic, Krystic, races called Aquafarians or Aquari lines. This activation happened back in 2010. The predominant Andromeda Stargate is located in the Aegean Sea area between Greece and Turkey. This gate was reactivated and aligned with the new Earth grids in 2013 to provide the Andromeda key or light codes to Earth. As these light codes are received on the Earth and integrated into the higher consciousness, they will We are so lucky to be here at this particular time period to be able to watch all of the changes that are happening. Who knows what will happen next, especially in the next 7 years with Uranus and Taurus. There will be so many changes, they will totally amaze everyone. We will be living on a 5D Earth and will be able to access many other dimensions. The energy of magic and miracles will be available to us all year. Love to all of you and have a very happy full moon. So be it. Mahala Gale, and this is from eraoflight.com. I wanted to thank you all for joining me today. Leave a comment below this video on what you experienced from the full moon and how you're feeling today. And through this week, we will connect again. So have a beautiful and blessed day. I want to thank everyone that is joining our mission for the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador and for joining our CBD business and helping to raise funds for this project. You can go to cbdpeaceoil.com to become a distributor to help our team to raise funds for this project. So thank you each and every one. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am grateful for all of you for sharing your stories in the comments, for liking these videos and sharing them on your websites and social media. So have a beautiful and blessed day. I'll talk with you soon. I love you all. Namaste.